Hey guys, CreamCrazy here. Welcome to the 50th Wrestling Rant. Yeah, believe it or not, it's the 50th Sunday rant that I'm doing. I know, sure them, like I said before, they haven't all been on time, but at least I've got them. Hey, now ladies and gentlemen, you all know why you're here for this. You all know what yesterday was. Because yesterday, well, if you're a wrestling fan, you'd know what it is. Because yesterday was the 10th anniversary of this here pay-per-view, WrestleMania X8. And as I've already pointed out before, original DVD, it's all in there. But nonetheless, I finished watching this event over the course of 2 days. I watched one disc one night, one disc the other, because I felt I needed to. I was really tired after watching disc one. Nonetheless, I'll give my view on this pay-per-view later, because I will at one stage do a full in-depth review. But what I'm really here to do is to look 10 years back at the match which many people still obsess over as one of the best matches in history. One of the biggest showdowns in history. And to be honest, it wasn't the main event, but it still made it onto the front cover of the bloody DVD. It's Icon versus Icon, Rock versus Hogan, 10 years on. Now, the match lasted nearly 17 minutes, right? And you think a lot would go on in this match. But to be honest, I went into this match expecting a lot. Then again, I realised just before the entrances that, holy crap, this is two of the most limited in-ring workers WWE has ever seen. More or less for Hogan's sake. Because Rock at least can go in the ring and have good chemistry with a lot of people. Hogan, I don't feel, ever could. But we look back and we know why this match happened. NWO returned back. The Rock came out and basically interrupted Hogan when he was bragging that he is the WWF and that no one else is ever going to take that spot. And basically, the match was made right there, rock bottom in the ring, etc. Hogan and the NWO beat up The Rock, put him in an ambulance and drove a fucking truck into it. Well, EMTs put him in an ambulance, they just drove a truck into it. Very personal rivalry of who is the best in the WWF back then in 2002 between two of the biggest pop culture icons the business has ever seen. Now, will that build up? With the emphasis on this pay-per-view and most of the buys coming from this, you'd expect something pretty damn epic, wouldn't you? Unfortunately, there was not really much, and this match was good. Just mostly from the Toronto crowd. Because that crowd, ladies and gentlemen, go get the Tag Classics version of this. Okay, you can get the WrestleMania Anthology, which I do have over there. In fact, if I turn my camera around, you can see it just there in the corner. If I point it out, if my finger actually, there it is. There's my WrestleMania Anthology. I have that version, which is heavily edited and mostly bullshit. You then look at, no, the original, which I have here. The crowd, the production on this DVD is fantastic. But nonetheless, the crowd are the best bloody crowd I've ever seen. And they turn on The Rock midway, actually from the minute the match really starts. And that's the one thing that really made this match special for so many people. That the match had the build. It had the atmosphere in one of the biggest wrestling cities in the world. You gotta think to yourself, yep, that building is up to be great. Most of this match, though, I was disappointed because while the crowd made this a spectacle, the match itself was very flat. It mostly consisted of taunting, Irish whips and strikes, and a few headlocks and a few taunts. It didn't really build up much from that. Okay, sure, Rock had a sharpshooter on, and they did a few little things. They even went outside, brawled on the announce table and a chair. It wasn't used, but it was incorporated to show that the antagonism between these two, and they really wanted to hurt each other. A ref bump soon followed, and the weightlifter belt was used by Hogan and Rock to great effect, and the crowd was eating it up. Great use of rock bottoms and people's elbows. The hulking up by Hogan, one of the biggest moments in WrestleMania history, just on the crowd reaction. You can hardly hear JR King sometimes in that match. And, I mean, honestly, this is where I now look to WrestleMania 28, where a similar match is going to take place, because we had the face of wrestling's past against what was then wrestling's future. If you know what happened and you know what's good for you, Because we've now got the face of wrestling today in John Cena against the face of Hollywood success and wrestling's past. Well, now technically I wouldn't have picked Stone Cold to fill the WrestleMania's past part of it, but I'm not a booker. Fuck it, that wouldn't have worked in my opinion. But we've got The Rock in that place. Now, I'm judging the impact of Rock Hogan. It's because of that match, in my opinion, it's because of this match that Cena versus Rock is even taking place. Because this match, ladies and gentlemen, is what started, to be honest, a very small but very notable idea of dream matches. Because there haven't been too many that have reached the status this one's got based on, like I said, crowd reaction alone. And I want to just point out that this match had impact because there has not been a crowd like that since. The match, okay, JR said at the end of WrestleMania X8, people, that there were a load of WrestleMania moments, but there were going to be none bigger than the heart shown by Triple H, shown by the game. Okay, now we all know that was just hyping up the fact that Triple H had just won the title, returning from a quad injury. But everybody, that event alone, this event, the 18th WrestleMania, is remembered for just one match. Which is quite disappointing, because the card was decent. And I would say decent because the event did not go above average. It was a 6.57-ish pay-per-view. It had some decent matches, but it didn't have any barnstormers out there. But this time, however, Rock and Cena have got a card which can effectively steal the show from it. And that makes the importance of how this match goes a hell of a lot bigger. You know why? Because the Rock Hogan match, like I said, had not much to it, apart from a few Irish grips, strike combos, headlocks, taunts, submissions, and the incorporation of a few weapons and some special moves. That was literally it in terms of the actual content of the in-ring work. Now, if I was anybody, I would want Rock and Cena to bring their A game. This is the biggest match WWE has seen for quite a while. I mean, not many matches have been built up this much. Fuck it. No match has ever been announced a year before WrestleMania, even before the feud is taken off. And I feel they need to do a lot more. I mean, the crowd is obviously going to be a big major factor in this match. It's going to be very partisan. It's going to be very one-sided. Sure, Cena's gained some fans in the last couple of weeks, with some fantastic promo work. But you could expect a Miami crowd to be very, very anti-Cena. Then again, I'm on the fence. I've explained it to a lot of people. I'm on the fence. I'm not supporting either of them. So all I want from this, like I'm probably going to say in my predictions video, is a good match. And the one way this can happen is these two have to wrestle a shitload. They have to put out everything. Basically, Rock has to do in that match what happened against Brock Lesnar. They have to basically wrestle their fucking guts out. Because it's going to be the main event. It's going to be the enduring image of this WrestleMania, unless Jericho, Punk, Sheamus, Bryan, Triple H, Taker can kind of hold a torch up to it. And I feel they've got to do more than the simple moves and the finishes and the taunts and the stare downs. They have to do everything they can to say we were and are the best that wrestling has. We may be the biggest, but we want to make sure we are the best. And if they do that, we will feel much happier. Because I don't want to give this match a bad rating, because it'll have such an atmosphere in Dolphin Stadium April 1st. It'll have a gigantic atmosphere. And I don't want to have it dwarfed by the fact that not much happened. I want this to be entertaining. And if they are going to do this, do what Hogan and Rock did. Do outside stuff. Tease weapon usage. Have even a table spot. I wouldn't give a shit if it happened earlier in the night, but just give me a table spot. Just to kind of build up some antagonism to the point where these guys are not just wrestling because they're getting a huge paycheck, but wrestling because it means a hell of a lot to be the biggest thing this industry has ever seen. And if they're going to do that, this match, Rock Cena can beat Rock Hogan. It can, and in my opinion it will. But we need to make sure that it can. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is a match which a lot of people have been saying is a dream match in the making. And it's one that we've continuously made on fantasy booking cards. But we don't want it to turn out to be virtually nothing. like the match that happened 10 years ago. And I feel the booking of it was that they managed, they turned. The fact mid-match, Rock was being booed out of the fucking building, Hogan was the heel being supported. And I feel if WWE do this right, it could shift. Now I know that is very unlikely, because it's in Rock's hometown, in the biggest fucking stadium they've got in Florida. I think. No, actually it's not the biggest in Florida, because that's what the Swamp's for. I honestly think if they can manage to make Cena get respected, this match will be a lot more intense. Because he can. I bet Cena could do anything to make the crowd go on his side. If The Rock resorts to heel tactics, maybe a double turn will happen. Maybe a Hard Austin from WrestleMania 13 could repeat itself. Maybe I'm just being a bit over-optimistic about this year's WrestleMania big main event. But then again, why wouldn't I be? It's WrestleMania, people! I have to feel, in retrospect, looking back on Rock Hogan now, this is the first time I've watched it in its entirety for about 5-6 years. I mean, when I first watched it, and I was involved in the WWE hype propaganda machine, and I was sucked in by the atmosphere and the heart of it, I did say this is one of the best matches ever. But, as a critique and a mind that's more in tune to the science of how wrestling matches are done and how good they can be, the crowd effectively saved that from bombing. Because that crowd made it an atmosphere that you could not replicate anywhere else. And, to be honest, it's, again, the one thing I'm talking about. Because apart from hulking up, Rock using 3 rock bottoms, and then hitting a people's elbow, this match was flat as fuck. And I have to keep repeating myself, because it's true. And when I get down to reviewing this, I'm probably not going to give this match too much. Because the crowd are probably the one thing they'll probably give this thing a big star rating. I mean, based on what I saw, I probably would give this 1 3/4 stars, maybe 2 stars, just to add the crowd extra. You know what I mean? Because it's just, as a match, nothing. It was the atmosphere of the Sky Dome, 68,000 people, that gave this match the legendary status. Rock Cena has a lot more to give. Because Rock is in probably the best physical condition he's ever been. Cena is on a fucking wave at the minute. He can't be toppled off the top right now. And this match has such unpredictability going in it, just like this did, that we have no idea what's going to happen. Now, we can all say it could happen one way, or it could happen another way, but I'm not going to say that right now, because it's the intrigue of this match that makes you go, which way are they going to go with this? What if Hogan beat Rock? What if Hogan beat Rock, ladies and gentlemen? And we're wondering now, will Rock and Cena shake hands after their match? Will Rock and Cena just beat each other up even more after the match is over, believing that they still have more to give? Will Cena turn heel, Rock turn heel? Will the crowd accept both men as the big faces they are, despite being in a partisan crowd? Will some young superstar interfere, lay them both out, and then put his status on the top of the map in perspective? This match, in such an atmosphere that will be Dolphin Stadium, an outdoor arena, this could be Rock Cena, a big match. One of the biggest matches of all time if done right. Just like this could have been in ring-wise. Because I know this is one of the biggest matches of all time. No disputing. But this is one thing that Rock and Cena must do where Rock Hogan did not do. And ladies and gentlemen, they need to be able to make it work in ring-wise. Build the antagonism way more than Rock Hogan did, because there's a lot more riding on this one. They need to make this worth the fucking money, because if Jericho, Punk, Bryan, Sheamus, and Triple H, Undertaker don't do it, it's going to be a very lackluster, critically slaughtered event. And we as fans know, and I'm actually going to put this out here right now, ladies and gentlemen. If Cena Rock is not a barnstormer, is not a 3-star upwards match, then I can see a lot of critics, professional or amateur, fans, casual fans, because I bet some of my mates who haven't watched wrestling for years want to watch this. And they're going to say, oh, this is awful. This is not the best match ever, they promised. Yeah. But the best thing is not to believe the hype. Okay, Punk and Jericho, you can believe the hype because they are the fucking best technical wrestlers around right now, minus Daniel Bryan and possibly Tyler Black and a few Japanese guys. But this match must live up to standards. And the only way to do it is to better the match that happened 10 years ago. And I'm going to end it there, guys. And I just realised, because it's a 50th episode, this is 15 minutes of fame. And I realised I've ended that basically bang on where I wanted to end it. So thank you, everybody, for enjoying this quick little recap that 10 years on, a retrospective of Hogan Rock. And a quick little incepted preview of what Rock and Cena must do to make their match live up to what the hell happened before it. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want to, click the subscribe button up there, because I appreciate every single bit of support you guys give, and it keeps me going. I keep saying it every fucking vid, but it's true. It's damn true. Come on, Angle, get back here, why don't you? Also, click the like button down there. You know what you also can do? Comment your opinions on Rock Hogan, even. Actually, that's what the video is about. What do you think of Rock Hogan? Even looking on it back 10 years on, what do you think? You can put your comment down there. Plus, your views on the Rock Cena feud so far. Has it still got more to give? Comment section, people. Plus, you can like Cream Crazy's Wrestling Rant on Facebook. Yes, you can. The link is down there in the description box. You can add me on Skype, CreamCrazyWR. Search that shit. And also, you can ask me Q&A questions. Do that now, because I'm only keeping the window open until Saturday. That's right, you want to get your questions in, get them in soon, because there won't be another time for you to do them, and you have to wait till the month after. That'll be something I'm looking forward to. Q&A's all round. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Cream Crazy. You've been people watching. This has been a 15 minutes of fame, 10 years on, Rock Hogan, Rock Cena, retrospective and preview. And I will see you next week for my Q&A. I mean, I didn't do my in the news video like I promised, but then again, those will come around whenever they please. Plus, guys, I want to quickly point this out. There is a shitload of wrestling pay-per-views over here. Okay, those two piles there are wrestling DVDs. Not all of them are pay-per-views. Which ones do you want me to do? Just thought I'd let you guys choose which event I review first. Hell, you can even make me watch this all over again so I can review it. Technically, I could, but it's up to you. What do you guys want me to do? Post what videos you want me to do down in the comment section. I will consider any opinion out there. Guys, I'll see you next week. I hope you enjoy your week. And as the road to WrestleMania continues, keep the positive optimism up, and this event should be fantastic. See ya.